trying to get her to go. She will never go. Oh, she go, yeah.
And guys, we are live today on Brtbtv Talk. We have King and L. O'Brien as our host, and we are here with Amida Care. So, from my beautiful lady in green, start telling your name and move on from there.
Sure, my name is Octavia Lewis, and I'm a community ambassador at Amida Care.
What's going on? My name is Reggie Jenkins. I'm actually the other community ambassador of Growth and Initiatives at Amida Care.
Hey y'all, I'm Sandrine Blake. I'm the manager of events at Amida Care, aka the events lady.
Hey, my name is Julian Cabezas. I'm the manager of outreach programs at Amida Care.
Well, all right, we're here. Hello, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
All right, so
right now, guys, just to let you guys know there is 62 people watching.
hello.
Hey.
So yes, we are here with Amida Care, the team members of Amida Care, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, the largest Medicaid ran.
We are the
in
largest Medicaid special needs plan in New York. Yes, that's us.
Which should be the biggest draw-in for anyone. So, you know, bring it on over to them.
Yes.
So, guys, what are some of the benefits or draw-ins that you would first and foremost tell people that don't know anything about your company?
I would say first and foremost, perhaps the qualifications, if you will. To qualify for Amida Care services, one has to be either HIV positive, and of course Medicaid eligible, homeless, regardless of your HIV status, or of the trans population, regardless of your HIV status. So pretty much, if you're trans or homeless, you can be negative or positive to receive our services. So that's one of the big misconceptions that people aren't fully aware of.
Okay.
So I will start there.
And what are some of the programs that you guys offer?
Well, we have a great wellness events program that I personally put on every month. And we just bring different types of wellness events, health-related events into the community that probably may not be able to afford it or haven't experienced something like that, and it's free. You know, I don't know many health plans, not my health plan, of course, that I can go to that's throwing a wellness event like a Zumba dance class on a Thursday night that you just want to go and get your workout on and get some tips on how to be healthier at home.
Right, because it's all about being innovative and changing different things and
you
bringing
gotta
people into
switch it up.
Yeah.
You know, health with Amida Care, we definitely believe that health is not just about going to your doctor's appointment. It's just more roundabout care. Do you have, you know, transportation to get to your appointments? Do you have food in your pantry? You know, are you okay and comfortable with the particular doctor that you have? Maybe you're not. There's so much that goes on in a person's life that can affect you actually going to your doctors and then having a healthier life. So we just want to try to bring out more roundabout care and services, you know?
And where are you guys located for those of them that don't know?
We are located at 234 West 35th Street. Sorry, I just know the address right out of my head. We are located at 234 West 35th Street between 7th and 8th Avenue in New York City, New York. And that's zip code 10122 if you want to come and check us out. Our business hours are 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. We're a walk-in storefront center. I can't walk into my health plan, but you can definitely come and check us out Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
So, but then also to add to that, if you want to contact us,
definitely.
We just at 1-855-GO-AMIDA. That's 1-855-GO-AMIDA, or our website www.amidacare.ny.org.
And we know that New York is heavy on transportation. You're pretty much right there where all the trains are. But in the event that someone can't get to you guys, now do you guys go into the community? Do you guys do pop-up shops? You have trucks. How does that, like, how do you get to the people? Like, how are you hands-on, like, in the community?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about what my program does. So some of the people that I oversee are our community health outreach workers, our health navigators, and for our members, right when you get onto our plan in the first month, someone's giving you a call, someone's coming to your home, someone's setting you up with a doctor, figuring out what you might need. If you need a Metro card, you're going to get that. Also, we also have, when we're talking about services that we have, we also have workforce development stuff. So if someone's interested in helping, like maybe you've been out of the workforce, you want to get back into it, you don't know where to start, give us a call, we're going to help you out with that. So we're very much, you know, into whatever needs to get done.
So with that, what, do you guys, so if it's like special needs or disabilities, you guys go out to the homes to talk to people, or do they just call you? How does that work?
If someone needs us to get to them, we're gonna find a way to get to them.
Gotcha.
We're gonna find a way to find a way. We're gonna find a way to find a way.
And then, also to answer that, we do have ECCs. They're called External Care Coordinators, aka ECCs. So let's say an individual was at McDonald's on 42nd, and they say, you know, Octavia, I need help. I want to sign up for services, but I can't get to 34th Street. We would actually meet you at McDonald's on 42nd Street if you feel comfortable to assist with enrolling for our services.
Just as long as it's not raining.
And then, but just to touch on a quick point, the ECC team are cited at a lot of our owner sites, a lot of the CBOs that we're affiliated with, and a lot of the larger hospital sites, just so you have an on-hand, in-person, you know, representative that can definitely help you. It's great to call, but sometimes you like to, you know, talk to somebody. Hey, Kim, I see you at the site today. Thanks for coming out. I need help, you know?
Nice. And so is all your like healthcare services provided in-house, or do you guys go, is this like you direct them to other doctors, or how does that work?
So we definitely have our interdisciplinary care team,
Okay.
which is like a back-end care coordination team that works for the member. So it's like you'll have a case manager, they are affiliated with your primary care nurse that, you know, we have on site. They have the medical directors that are on the team. We have farm techs that are on this team. We have mental health providers and behavioral health providers all on this one team, and every member gets assigned a team.
Gotcha.
So that team is your back end help that's literally working behind the scenes all the time between your doctor's office, the hospitals, your specialty care people. So we definitely have, you know, means to provide.
Right. So everything is personalized, because you know so much with these like companies
definitely.
and organizations that be like boom, 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 these bullet points, but everything is personalized to that person and their needs.
And then, you know, there are times where we do refer out because, you know, there might be a case where you may need to go to a particular provider, or we're going to, you know, refer you to a, like, let's say a health home services that can help you at your hospital with roundabout care. We're going to say, hey, this service is at your hospital and they can do X, Y, and Z for your care, and they can start to organize your specialty care, your transportation, you know, in a roundabout way, so you don't have to go to the care provider over there and then the mental provider over there. You know, we can help, you know, so we have different facets that we can use.
And when did the company open? The organization, when did it come about?
Well, we officially opened in 2003, but we were under another name.
Okay.
Vita
Vita
Care
Care.
previously,
Right.
so a lot of people, you know, hey, big up to my Vita Care people who remember us from back in the day. But that's when we started. We were started by a few of the community-based owner sites within the organization, within the community of New York, like St. Mary's, Housing Works, Harlem United, Acacia, Village Care. You know, these are some of the community-based organizations that came together and said, we need to provide better care for a specific population at the time. And since then, we've just branched out because we realized that our services and how we model healthcare is very different from the typical healthcare plan. And we've seen how it works for, you know, it originally worked for just members who were HIV positive, and we saw how it could benefit people who were not positive, and people who are also homeless, and people who are within the trans community as well, just to continue to provide these services. I think, you know, we're just like the little engine that could.
And for those members of the trans experience that's within our family and community, what are some of the services that you specifically provide for them that maybe is not available other places?
Okay, definitely. I take.
I think that, well, since we are a Medicaid plan, all of the Medicaid guidelines are the same for all three special needs plans. However, we do have a specific trans coordinator that actually works hand in hand with our members to actually make sure that they get the proper letters that they need, so again, they can get their surgeries in a timely manner. And one of the great things about Amida Care is our approval rate is about 97%. So the only time we really get denials is when someone gets their letter and it's not, it doesn't have the pertinent information that is needed to correlate with their gender identity dysphoria. So other than that, we try to work with the member hand in hand so that they don't get that that refusal letter. So again, that's one of the things that I'm definitely happy about with Amida Care, is that they have that team that actually does that work, because that cuts down on the anxiety of a person with trans experience especially when you're trying to get gender affirming care that you need. That is definitely an added benefit of joining Amida Care.
Nice, because you want it to be specific to that situation. Because everyone with the trans experience, their experience is not the same.
Of course.
Exactly, and also taking it even bigger with what's also like in the community, mental health. You guys tackle that as well.
Yes,
Yes,
definitely do.
And what are some of those services that you guys pretty much help with?
Yeah, so we kind of see mental health. I guess mental health is like a big thing, right? Because some people be like, really need to go to a therapist?
Right,
Do I need to go to?
now.
Do I need to get like substance things? Like, how do I even define that? And what we try to do is destigmatize that, right? So like mental health isn't about like, oh, I need to go to this therapist. This person's like crazy, or I have this. It's just being like, how can we help you live a better, like, deal with the things that are going on, deal like a better life, you know? I think also if you're living with HIV, if you're trans, and or if you're homeless, you're dealing with some barriers. Your depression is like depression, but it's also like, am I eating?
Right.
Did someone just misgender me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can I tell my lover about my status? Like, there's some real stuff that's going on. So it's like linking you up to someone that you can talk to, so you can get that support, so you can live your life. So
I'm
we,
sorry.
I'll go. Oh no.
No, there's so many things I wanted to kind of go to piggyback off that. Someone asked, I said, hey, I really wish you guys was in Arizona. Somebody said, I wish you was in Ohio. Do you guys have a way to refer to people to organizations there that could help them with these same services by any chance? Or does it only New York City?
That's go ahead.
Since we are regulated by the state, our services are here. Not to say that some of our employees might have resources in other areas or other states, but primarily our focus is for those residents of the 5 boroughs of New York City at this time.
Could I piggyback off that?
Sure, yeah.
So one of the things that I think sets us apart is like all these individual things, but also Amida Care does a lot of policy work.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
So we're like
A lot of
policy heavy,
work.
right? So we started ending the AIDS epidemic, we do policy work around that. We're like pushing to make people be like, it's not just about your doctor, it really is about housing, it really is about getting employment things. We're like developing those programs. So one of the things that we go to different places, so or even when you're talking about trans care, we are one of the only healthcare plans that fought to make sure that Medicaid expanded coverage.
Very true.
So we did that, right? And we will continue to do that.
Could you explain when you say expanded from what to what? So they
So right? Because I speak this thing all the time. So expanding coverage, I'm gonna use a very easy example. Prior to there was just like a change in trans coverage this year, gender affirming care. Before, some insurance companies, not ours,
Not ours.
not ours, but places were requesting pictures of people's like bodies. People were not listening to what a doctor was like, this is medically necessary. There were places that were denying them.
Yep.
And so what we fought with other CBOs was to submit and to be like, these are not happening. Why is it that we have such an approval rate compared to these other places? It's because we're approving.
Right.
It's not because people don't want to access these services. So
Exactly.
we're fighting. So I would say, if you're in these other places, maybe using a similar model is talking to other organizations that are doing work to end the epidemic in your states. Arizona has one of those. Arizona has an ET plan.
Yes.
Federally, there's like a whole thing that's going on. So linking up with places that are doing that, because there might be other organizations that are definitely trying to do what we're doing in New York City. So yeah.
Yeah, share this live, guys. Share this live. Let's get this information out there about Amida Care. And real quick, how can they contact Amida Care as well?
Pretty much anyone can contact us via our phone number, which is 1-855-GO-AMIDA or www.amidacareny.org.
I have a question for you all.
Can I just jump in? Definitely on our website is where you can find out more information and other state-to-state resources.
Exactly.
And there's other resources within New York that can link you to other resources
In other
within your
states.
state.
Yes.
As we go to more conferences, we're getting more contacts, and we're just loading all this information on our website.
So my
So
viewer from
definitely check
Ohio,
it
my
out.
viewer from Arizona, you just heard that. Go again to the Amida Care website and you'll be able to get that information.
And one more thing to add to that, because we get sometimes individuals that come from out of state who are freshly new to New York City within the 5 boroughs, and they'll say, hey, I know that I can get free housing. So we have to kind of expunge on what we offer and what we can actually refer you to.
Yeah.
When people refer to free housing, normally when they're positive, they're referring to HASA. So we do, let's say an individual was asking, okay, well, I think I qualify for Medicaid. I don't quite know. We can perhaps refer you, and then once you are actually on Medicaid, come back to us to receive our actual services. But the good thing about being at our actual location, because we are on 34th Street, HASA is like 2 blocks away, literally. So we have people that will actually go above and beyond. We don't just say, well, okay, well, they're over there, go ahead, bye. No, we have people that will go with you to help you because you're a product of our community.
Yeah.
What are some of the, if you can go into it, what are some of the, I was having a conversation earlier with one of you guys, what some of the upsides and downsides of like getting involved with something like HASA connected to Amida?
As far as?
For those that are come to New York seeking housing.
Well, initially you have to be Medicaid eligible to receive our services. So that's a #1 thing. Normally when you go down to HASA, they will apply you for Medicaid or at least attempt to see if you are eligible for Medicaid services.
If you get
HASA,
Medicaid,
yes. Sorry.
Right.
So the good thing about it is HASA normally is like a one-stop shop.
Right.
So a lot of people, and speaking about expandments, HASA now has HASA for All, which some of us actually were in Albany fighting for. And to expound on what HASA for All is, back in the day, HASA used to only be for those who had an opportunistic infection, along with being HIV positive, or
AIDS
diagnosis. But now, now that they have the new HASA for All, any individual who is HIV positive can actually receive full HASA benefits. So what that means is you get housing, you get cash benefits, you get food stamps, you have an on-site case manager, you have insurance coverage, but then you would actually be referred to a special needs plan, such as Amida Care, for your actual special needs to ensure that you have coverage for your HIV meds. Let's say you're trans and you're positive, for other types of medications that kind of go along with that, and those are things of those natures.
So question, how, as we know, not just in the LGBTQI whatever community, the black community, you could say, black and brown community, how do you guys get people to go to the doctors? Like, how do you get them, to want to go get physicals and know that healthcare is important? Like, how do you guys, what is your approach to get people to actually know, okay, you need to go to the doctor, you need to know what's going on with you for physicals or whatever have you?
I think we flood people with information and education. I just feel like it's just who we are as a plan. We're not going to stop. If we see that you're out of care, we're knocking at your door within a few weeks to say, hey, what's going on? And we want to get to the root of it. We just don't want to say, come with us to the doctor. We want to know what's the other issues happening that are, stopping you from living a healthier, more productive life. It could be substance abuse. It could be so much other things. So I think, as a health plan, we just step in a little bit further to just say, we're going to be on top of you. So it depends on the case, you know what I mean? You could be somebody who was, with great health, and then all of a sudden you just stop going to the doctor. We don't know why. There's education, and then we also have rewards programs that we do. You know what I mean? We have healthy incentive rewards program that, if you're going to the doctor twice a year for, your annual visits, maybe from January to June, you're gonna get a little incentive on your Visa card from us. That's our program.
GHTV said they have a great reward system.
Yeah, we do. It's awesome, and we try to make our reward system about your real appointments that you're going to, your primary care appointments. Maybe like your dental appointments, your vision appointments, because we know those things you need to get done yearly or on a regular basis, whether it's quarterly, whether it's every 6 months, or whether it's annually. So we just, we have a great rewards program. I'm not going to go too in depth about it, but it's a great rewards program, and you get a little Visa card that you can use, and your funds get applied to that.
And also, what sets us apart too is that we typically we look at where our members reside, and we do a annual report just to see if we have specialty doctors in those zip codes for our patients. So, for instance, if we have a patient that moves to a new zip code, they can call our member services and we can tell them, like, oh, okay, well, the nearest specialty is here. If you need a cardiologist, then they are here. So again, that is one of the things that I definitely appreciate and admire about Amida Care, is that we do go above and beyond for our consumers. And we know that 97% of our demographic, or the people that we service, are people of color.
Exactly.
So we do be at events inside of the communities where our people reside at. And again, we let them know that you're not just a number to us, that we genuinely do care. So we show up in your neighborhood, and we have events. And we also let people know that, you know what, you are more than your status.
Exactly.
So that's why we do events that are centered around, you know, wellness, like Zumba class, African dance, like we have cooking classes, things that don't always talk about your status. And I think that is what, again, sets Amida Care apart. Because the events that we hold, there we have family events where people can come out and bring their kids. Like we have events where you can come out and meet like your local assembly members. Like Amida Care really ties the community to the things that they need. And again, being a, I'm going to say product of the environment, but what I will say is, as a former member of Amida Care and as a transient resident of New York City, it was challenging when I first moved to New York City. However, there were CHILDS, which were community healthcare outreach workers, that again, they came with me and escorted me to my appointments. They made sure that if they couldn't do it, that they scheduled taxi cabs to make sure that I get there in time. So again, Amida Care definitely goes above and beyond by doing those extra things that some of the other health plans may not be doing at this moment. So again, that is what I am most grateful of as a past recipient of Amida Care, and now as a person that works there full time. They definitely understand, and they get it. And they are in the community. They are doing the groundwork. They are meeting with legislators. They are going down to Washington and advocating on people that are living with HIV. So again, that is one of the things that I appreciate most about being someone that used to be on Amida Care to now someone that works at Amida Care.
And don't forget, you can always reach us at 1-855-GO-AMIDA or www.amidacareny.org.
GHTV said that emergency placement units reserved for HASA aren't maintained and brings on high health risk. How can we hold these facilities accountable to make sure housing is being maintained and healthy through HRA HASA?
Well,
that's awesome. Yeah, great question. Great question.
That is a good question.
Yes.
So, when I was in a SRO, single room occupancy, that I'm not going to call the name, but it's no longer open, I called 311 every day. Because it doesn't make sense for someone to be receiving annually between $800 and $1,400 to house someone, and yet their facilities are filthier than animal control shelters. So again, I urge people to know your rights. Again, just because you are a person living with HIV does not mean that you are a second-class citizen, does not mean that you are less deserving. You have rights as well. And I exercise my rights by calling 311 every day. And again, that particular SRO is no longer in business. So again, you have rights. Please, again, utilize your rights. And if you're a member or a potential member of Amida Care, once you do, we have wonderful advocates that can help you know your rights.
So guys, as you just heard, in regards to that, they also have advocates that will help fight for injustices that may happen to you in these type of facilities.
So you guys aren't just, are you just in the 5 boroughs? Do you go outside?
We're just in the
We're just in the 5 boroughs,
Okay. All right.
When you talk about expanding, is that possibly going to happen so that you will expand outside of the 5 boroughs? Is that in talks?
There has been talks, but there are some, legalities around it and what we can do for right now. We would, I'm sure everyone on our plan is gung-ho to spreading what we do to other areas of New York City and probably even across the country, as we've even shared our model of care with different states on how we started and what we do, so they can now start that same type of program. So we would love to. Hopefully, it'll happen soon.
As you guys know, next month is the 10-year anniversary of Brtbtv. Amida Care is the lead sponsor in that.
Yes!
All right, I am with Amida Care. It's Crystal LaBeija.
Oh, what up, Crystal?
Question to you, what is some of the information and stuff that you guys will have at the event for the people that's coming?
Well, we won't just have information. We'll actually have live external care coordinators. So let's say an individual was interested in getting further information about how to sign up. We'll actually have individuals, live people on site from beginning of the event till end. Not for the first hour when they go home. We don't do all that. From beginning to end. We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. So we're also going to have educational materials there. We're going to have a lot of amazing giveaways. We're going to have things such as towels, socks, soaps, rags, deodorants, scullies. We like to give things that people are going to use. We're going to have enemas there. We are very sex positive. We understand that just because someone may or may not be positive, or someone may or may not be a sex worker, you don't know that person's background. That person could be indulging in survival sex. That person could be just going through a lot in that moment. And in that moment, they need these immediate individual essential items to live a healthier life. So we keep that in mind. But like I said, we're going to have a lot of amazing materials. We're going to have ECCs there. We'll be there. Just look for us, seriously.
And typically with our ECCs, since it is a weekend event, we normally take your information down, and we typically try to get back in contact with you within 24 to 48 hours. Again, our main thing is we don't want to keep people lingering. So again, as soon as we get back to the office, we put it into our lead system, and we make sure someone is calling.
And everything is confidential, guys.
Everything.
Very
confidential.
And even if you come to the event, you don't want to reach out to us right then and there, feel free, just go to our website. You can email us directly, www.amidacareny.org. Exactly.
So wait, what I was about to say. Do you guys offer on-site testing, STI, HIV?
That's the misconception. Okay, while we operate similar to a CBO, we are not a CBO. We're actually an insurance company.
Okay. It's funny you said that. My next question was going to be, what are some of your misconceptions?
Well, let me get it correct. We are a health plan. A lot of people assume that we are a CBO because they see us at a lot of other events that CBOs are at, but we're not. So we do not do actual on-site testing. But we can refer you to some amazing places like Housing Works, like Callan Lord, other places that may.
Destination Tomorrow.
That's right.
Tomorrow.
Hey, Sean.
Good, okay.
So what are some other misconceptions that you guys have? You guys do get mistaken a lot as a CBO, things like that. What are some other misconceptions maybe people are not aware of about Amida Care?
We're an HIV plan. That's like
That's
the main HIV plan, and we're just not.
With Amida Care, and for so long, that's pretty much has been our main targeted demographic, and for good reasons. However, we are, branding ourselves that yes, while that is a special needs population, however, there are other special needs as well, such as being homeless, such as being a person of trans experience. And who knows what the next special needs will become tomorrow. So again, we pride ourselves on trying to, again, meet the individuals of our communities where they are, especially those that have not always been treated the most ethical. That is, again, where Amida Care definitely, again, goes above and beyond by making sure that we, treat our members with the dignity and respect that they deserve, and we also truly meet them where they are. And we were talking about, some of our members do come to us and they are codependent. And some of them do require, in-house drug treatment facilities, some of them do outpatient, so we cover all of those things. And I think one of the good things that also separates Amida Care is that we were one of the first to, again, pay for the Hep C medication. And we were not waiting to people get into their fourth stage, which was also leading towards liver cancer, to start giving people treatment. And we were also one of the first health plans that covered people more than one time. Because people make mistakes and people go through things in life. So again, sometimes that happens. And we were one of the health plans that again fought to say no, people make mistakes. And that just because a person may be living a certain type of way, they still deserve to be treated ethically. And that was not ethically to wait till someone was almost at liver cancer to get treatment for Hep C. So again, when we say that we have a person that advocates on the behalf of our members, again, our advocacy department is not very big, but it's very effective. And again, the person that is in that department, he's always up in Albany, he's always down in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
So they are always fighting on the behalf of our consumers here in Amida Care.
Exactly.
They said also that you have a great trans team to assist the girls through the struggles with SRS surgery.
Yes.
Yes.
Shout out to the Trans Services team. They are super awesome and they'd love to hear
Can you
that.
elaborate a little bit on that for our viewers that maybe want to know more about that?
Yeah, so we have a trans health services, and the person who oversees a lot of the care coordination for that is definitely an advocate.
Yeah.
So we are not just trying to get people the services, but also like how is your process throughout that, like
Yeah.
giving you the calls, asking about your pronouns, asking about your support networks, talking with your providers. I think one of the other reasons we have such a high approval rate is because we coordinate with your provider. So if your provider, maybe your provider sent something in and you know there was something that needs to be adjusted, we're gonna call them up and be like, hey, do you need assistance with this? Instead of being like, hey, this is denied. It's like here's what we need to do the support and all of that kind of stuff. And also I think that our trans team, I think one of the other reasons that they assist so much is that they don't just see trans care as hormones and surgery.
Exactly.
Like definitely hormones and surgery are gonna get covered.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
it's hormones, surgery, your mental health, your food,
Yeah.
do you have a
Yeah.
house, do you have employment, are you current, do you need prep, do you need PEP, like
So true.
it's like open, so they're expanding. If anything, I think one of the reasons that we're so good is because we're not competing with anyone else, because
We're the best.
but we're competing with ourselves, and also we're always getting, and I think one of the other reasons is because we get feedback from the community.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
Right?
we listen to the
We
community.
Yeah.
no, that's
do.
because
We do.
because you know better than
Than us.
anyone, right?
Yep.
Like that's the truth. You know better than anyone what you need.
that's right.
We can only assume.
That's
We can
true.
read things. We could do that. So I would say that's part of it. That's part of the reason that department and almost a lot of our departments are doing so well is
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
we try to listen. We hear what you're saying, and that's how policy gets developed within our organization.
And right,
Yeah.
and just speaking on that, again with the Amida Care, we were one of the first plans that were actually paying for
Yeah.
Yep.
gender affirming surgery. So we have
Before
to be clear on
Medicaid.
Before
that.
Medicaid.
And
Before
before,
Medicaid.
right, and before there were any doctors in New York State
Yeah.
that was actually doing the surgery, Amida Care was actually picking up the bill and was actually sending people to another state to have surgery and actually making sure that again they were getting having access to get back and forth from the doctor in that other state. So again, Amida Care definitely went out with the level of care with the trans-related surgeries, but they also advocated on behalf of the consumers that were not willing to travel out of state or just did not have that, capacity to travel out of state. And one of the good things that I can say is that we pretty much cover just about all of the health networks in New York City that are
Yes.
covering, affirming surgeries and care in New York City. So I definitely have to give kudos to Amida Care for definitely being the first on a lot of things. By leading the way and showing by example, that's why our motto is above and beyond. And that's exactly what we do.
So again, how can people contact you maybe directly if they want to find out about what services you provide? How can they reach out to you directly to find out? Through social media, through Facebook, what can they do to get in contact
Oh,
with
they
you?
can definitely follow us on social media, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Again, our best bet is to jump on our website, www.amidacareny.org. You can email us directly. I'm even on that email chain, so I'll see the emails that come through. It's like, hey, I just want to tell you my address changed. Sure, let's do it. Email you back. Boom, we're done. So I think that's just the best way to contact us. And our walk-in center. I mean, I can't walk into my health plan. They'll be like, Miss, get out of here and call security on me. But definitely, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, come into our walk-in center, 234 West 34th Street, New York, between 7th and 8th Avenues, and you can definitely get any assistance. We've seen an array of questions, but we just want our members to come down. We're open. Walk in.
West 35th Street.
Oh,
Yeah,
West 35th. West 35th Street. Thank you. Thank you, Reggie. Save me.
Well, we thank you guys for tuning in. Again, how can they contact Amida Care?
Make sure they contact us at 1-855
Go
Amida or www.amidacareny.org.
Guys, as you know, I'll be doing a live as well this week talking about BRTV X, which is a little bit more than a month and change away. And
Excited.
We will be there.
Amida Care will be there in full force.
Yes.
To be able to get all the information you need. And also, we will be soon dropping information about Ballroom Pride 2.
Yes.
Yes.
So, thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you
Make
for
sure
having
again,
me.
you go to
Thank you
Amida Care.
guys.
Have a good week.
Thank you guys for coming out, and I'm very gracious that you guys are one of the lead sponsors, and most of all that you guys are getting this information out to the community. It's
That's
definitely
right.
needed.
Thank you.